The inflation numbers came out on Thursday and they were lower than expected. Many economists feel that the numbers aren't real because of the government shutdown, and the BLS put in numbers that were not based on statistical data. They put in zeros where there shouldn't have been. So most economists say this report is a fantasy. What does that mean if it is a fantasy going forward in 2026 when the next inflation data is going to come out in the middle of January? How can that affect the markets, and how can that affect your portfolio? Remember, in the 1970s, we had stagflation, higher prices in a slowing economy. Terrible time to invest. We saw the markets down quite a bit, very volatile time, very bad time. So what can we do to our portfolio? How can we adjust our portfolio into 2026 where we can get growth, but we can still protect our downside? I want to talk about two mentors of mine. One of the mentors I want to talk about is Dr. Nassim Taleb. He wrote two books that are a great read, Black Swan and Dynamic Hedging. His basic comment is if you invest and you don't hedge, you shouldn't be invested at all. My second mentor, of course, is Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett always said, play with the interest, protect your principal. Why? Because if you lose half your money, you got to make 100% to get back to break even. So it's very, very important to protect that principal. How do we do that? How do we get the best of both worlds? Well, let's talk about a diversified portfolio. Every advisor is going to recommend a portfolio, something you could do on AI by yourself. You don't need an advisor, but what they're going to do is put you in a diversified portfolio. We were taught at a very young age, just diversify your money. Things will go up and down. It'll balance out. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. The problem is I spoke in volatile markets, everything drops. So what we want to do is we want to have exposure to gold and Europe and China, but we don't want the downside. China is a very good asset. It's the second largest economy in the world, but it's very volatile. It could be up 50%, it could be down 50%. So what if we can cut off that tail, take advantage of the upside, but not the downside? That's our secret sauce at IPS Strategic Capital. What we want to do is be invested in these major asset classes, but we don't want the downside. We don't want the China downside risk, but we're willing to give up a little upside to get rid of the downside. And if we could do that throughout our portfolio, we can have our cake and eat it too. And that's our secret sauce at IPS Strategic Capital. If you're invested and you're not hedged, you shouldn't be invested. The problem is you have to be invested because inflation is not 2.7%. Thank you.